where the stories collide. David Mathis brings truth as our guide. From every walk of life and point of view, every voice here has wisdom for you. Lessons for life echo loud and clear. Faith and love in every word we hear. Through the struggles, the triumphs, the fight, we find the light. In lessons for life, Santa speaks of joy in the giving hand. A polio survivor find the will to stand. Bold messengers don't shy from being called to share. Each person has a touching tale of care. Lessons for life echo loud and clear. Faith and love in every word we hear. Through the struggles, the triumphs, the fight, we find the light. In lessons for life. From the lost to the found and the hearts that mend, every journey has a message to send. David's voice a lantern shining so bright, guiding us home with lessons for
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Lessons for Life. We have quite a show tonight. We have a country singer and we have Bob Etzel. Both of them are going to be on today because Bob has influenced this country singer and this country singer has influenced Bob. But let me introduce you first to the country singer. Boone or Chris, right? Powell?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good. Can we start with your favorite verse, Bible verse?
All through life, I played sports and everything, and John 3:16 was the verse. But I'll be honest with you, I'm in search of my verse right now. I'm looking for the Lord to guide me to the verse that sums me up, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. It shows that you're growing, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
This is going to be a very interesting interview. Let's start with just you. How did you get involved in country music?
All my life I had the voice, and I would sing and dance, Michael Jackson dancing and this, that, and the other, and I would sing songs. And I remember the first time I sang was at a little karaoke place, and I've been on stages before, with a lot of people around, this, that, and the other. Stages in different life, some sports and things like that. But I was scared to death to go up there and sing. Got up there, started singing, and everybody started.
Where were you singing at?
A little place called Stars in Birmingham. It was like a little karaoke place, And I sang every light in the house is on. And I don't know, man, it went well and everybody enjoyed it. So I kind of turned into that guy, if that makes sense.
Now you were involved with the church too, weren't you?
Yeah, I was involved, not every Sunday, not, but with the Church of God throughout my childhood. And then as I got into my married life, we went to a very large Baptist church in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, so you also were married before, is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I've had two marriages. The first marriage lasted 10 years. We got two beautiful girls out of the marriage. Sort of, with my business, I had businesses and I was out of town all the time. So we sort of fell out on each other and decided to separate. And then a couple years later, I met Danielle, my wife now. We've been together we've known each other for 20 years and been together for 18 married.
18 married?
Mm-hmm.
So you've had your ups and downs, haven't you?
Sure.
I understand that this gentleman over here, Bob, has been a big influence on your life. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. So let me, Bob, how did you meet this guy?
Well, we been on TikTok for a little bit now, which is a streaming platform where there's all kinds of things going on there. But there
Definitely.
is a like karaoke thing going on. There's all kinds of karaoke rooms you can go into and stuff. So I go into a couple of those and singing things, and one of those Boone happened to be in, and my name on there is encouraging 24/7 because that's what I try to do is encourage people. And so through that, Boone heard me after somebody sang, I think maybe saying a couple words about what they did and things, how good that was, or whatever. Um, and so then I went into his live one night and had the same kind of thing going on. And then he messaged me and he's like, "Man, I really appreciate you being in here, and I appreciate the feedback and just the way that you've got such a positive, outlook about you and are encouraging people." And he said, "That's what our room is all about. And, definitely would love to have you come back." And I haven't left.
So you're still there and he's not with you.
So we're still there together. And so we're now, basically, if he's live, I'm in there with him. If I do go live, he'll jump in with me. We just kind of have that mutual friendship that just wants to support each other and, see each other's communities grow on TikTok and be there to encourage each other. So, and we've got a few more
I'd like
guys
to ask,
tied to
ask
that
him
too.
I'd like to ask him a question. How did you, Boone, accept Jesus Christ as your Savior? When did you do that?
Oh man, I was 13 years old, and it was Halloween, and me and my mother and daughter. I remember like it was yesterday. We went to see uh, a little musical and or a little play in church called Judgment Day, and I mean, it was like these people would walk up to the Book of Life, and they'd either say yes or no, and you'd see the torment, when they would go to the adversary, and you'd see the elation when they'd go the other, and pretty much hit home. So that night, me and Mom walked down to the altar, and I gave Jesus my heart
And
then.
you've told me, at least for the few minutes that I talked to you, that you've now seen that that is not the start or the end of your
Right.
faith. There's been a lot of
Absolutely, absolutely.
what happened
A lot of
since.
triumph and a lot of tribulation. There's no doubt about that.
Tell me about going into country music, and you went in for what?
Um, and this is it's a everybody has the story of the guys scamming them, et cetera, and so forth. This is like a minimal story, but I love. At one point, I was like, maybe I'll do something with it. When we talked about going to karaoke and everybody liked dancing when I was singing this and the other, and I mean, I kind of bit the bullet one time, and it didn't work out very well. At that point, I was in Virginia, and this girl that I had talked to prior to moving to Virginia called me up and said, "Come home," and I came home, and then eventually we got married and had two children. So life hit me, and I began to own some businesses and things like that. But that's kind of how there's of course there's more story to it, but it just I spent a little money
You
and it
told
didn't
me a
work out.
while ago, let's, because this is going to be a theme, that you went into country music for the girls.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%,
So that's
absolutely.
why you were in country music. It wasn't a religious experience because you really weren't singing that much religious music.
Right. Yeah, no, it was when just at karaoke, okay, people like the way you sing, but as you continue, maybe do an open mic here and there, you begin to get attention, and I enjoy the attention, I guess.
Now, you told me that when you met Bob, that now you're thinking more about singing for God. Is that
Yeah,
gone from girls to God?
it's really interesting. I got on TikTok one day, and I saw this guy, really, really nice gentleman, and he was singing, and I was like, what is he doing? I didn't even know, right? I was like, what is he doing? So I started looking, and I'm like, oh wow, he's getting on TikTok singing for people, and there was like 90 people up. You could see at the top, there's like 90 people listening to him, and there's people in the chat. I was like, well, I'm gonna do that one day, and that's kind of where it started. I went live one day and had no idea what I was doing. And then it just kind of, and what happened was, it's funny because I realized if I could do this correctly.
That guy you were talking about is Bob, right?
No.
No.
Who is the
This
guy
is
you're
the-
talking about?
This was a country singer. He would get on. His Dry Meadows is his TikTok name, and he would just sing songs and people would listen to him. So I thought, well, maybe I'll try that. So I tried it and met a few. I would go into other people's lives at first, and then I was like, well, I can do this. And then I realized that maybe I can not help people, but be there for people as it happened, and then it just kind of grew organically until Bob came in, and then it grew exponentially. So, I mean, we were kind of two like-minded people.
Back up, because remember, people that are watching have never met you. I've met you and realized
Right.
that Bob changed your focus a little bit, right?
He did, yeah.
You're singing traditional country music.
So what happened is basically I come in and I come into an established community that Boone's already building with these people, and there's more of this just singing and critiquing and that kind of thing. But I think it took a turn, and Boone had the heart for it, but it wasn't really going on. That it just took a turn more towards making God a part of it, and definitely showing a caring side to the people that were in there, rather than just the entertaining side. The entertaining side is fun, it's great, but it just took this turn. And so that's kind of what's now known for our community, to where people come in expecting that, and if it doesn't happen, they'd probably be questioning what happened, because this is what you're known for kind of now. And so and through that connection and everything, then we were in there one night, and this lady came in, and she heard Boone. She was familiar with his lives and things, and she said,
Hold a second here. I'm trying to focus on what you're saying now. You had talked to him before?
So we had communicated a little bit, where I had been in a live, and he was in there, and then I went over to his, and then he started messaging me just saying, hey man, I really appreciate your spirit, your approach, what you're, the way you encourage people and stuff, and wanted to kind of partner up and make sure that, we were together more. Doing this because this was his heart.
This is like our program, Lessons for Life, that even when you're a Christian and talking to another person that's a Christian, you can help them grow. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, let us hold it here before you go any farther. Bob's talking to you and you're talking to him. What caused you to want to call him?
I mean, I hate to use the word encouraging because that's his name, but I mean, I'm sitting there watching him, and he's tutoring these people just like I do. And then, I've always had a problem speaking to other or speaking to people that were Christians in Christian talk. Now, we can talk about everything all we wanted to. And I think that's where, you're asking me what part of Bob helped me grow in my Christianity. And I think that's exactly what it was. I'm actually being able to speak to people and say, I don't really know what you're talking about. And then they tell me, and then we just kind of communicate that way. And we start understanding more of each other and things like that, and building faith, to be honest with you.
So you're saying that Bob sort of tutors you on how to talk to Christians, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely a thing that you could absolutely say.
I would say that I've tutored others, and he's gleaned from that some things
absolutely.
that then he can use to communicate.
Yeah, absolutely. Watching him talk to other people, watching him share the word with other people. It actually gave me a comfortability to do it. Like I knew what to say, how to say it, how to get people involved, but being comfortable doing it, absolutely, Bob put that on me for sure.
Okay, so he's had a big influence on your life. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you closer to God because of Bob?
Yes, 100%.
How does that make you feel, Bob?
Very humbled, and just thankful to be used. That even with my mess ups and my mistakes, that God can still use me, to help somebody else. Is just and I know that Boone feels the same way. That even with our mess ups and things, God can use him, and it's a humbling thing, and something we don't take lightly. It's like, okay, we've got a
Now,
task to do.
let's talk about the program that you're working with him on called The Voice. It's like The Voice, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's called the Voice of TikTok, and it's very similar to The Voice. For those that have watched it, you know that there's those four coaches that are in chairs that are turned away with their backs to the person that's performing, and then that person comes in, no name or anything, just comes in and performs. And then if the coaches like it during their performance, they'll spin around their chairs. When the performance is over, the coaches kind of give a critique about why they spun around their chair, about what they liked, what they didn't like, whatever. And then they give a little bit of a spiel on what it would be like to have that person choose them as coach to be on their team. And then
Are you guys coaches? Are you guys coaches in the show?
so Coach Boone, as we know him, he is one of the coaches. And then there's three other coaches. There's Ferris, there's Leah, and there's Lil Smoke. They're the four coaches. And then each coach has we'll say, assistant or special guest that actually gets to be involved in the assisting of the coaching process and things like that, with the team members. So basically, then that person that's saying, if three judges turn around, three coaches turn around, that person gets to pick which coach they want to go and be with on their team. And so that's exactly what we've done through TikTok.
Let's talk about how this has worked in a Christian way. You have an example of somebody that you told me about. That why don't you tell us that story? Can you remember, Boone?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember. I don't know how. Yes, we had a lady that was kind of down on her luck, and she was bashful and a little missing some confidence, and we coached. She would sing in the dark in like the little corner of her bathroom or whatever, and we've watched her over the last 7 years turn into an amazing, just confident, getting married, pregnant little girl that will now turn on her video and smile and sing, and extremely daylight to dark. Definitely, I would put it in miracle status. Without. I'm going to pause there in case y'all want to edit this, but I don't really want to expose her, if that makes sense. But yeah, man, that was amazing.
You're absolutely right, though. What a tremendous thing to see, and there's more kind of stories where we had a lady that came in and she had a diagnosis of 2 weeks to live, needed a transplant, and we prayed right there in the live that night. And then the next day she was back on the live, and we were like, hey, we've been praying for you. How's it going? And just big, bold print, caps lock, whatever you want to put, she put in there, I got a donor. And our whole room, the atmosphere just changed. We were so elated, so thankful. And
not a dry eye in the whole room.
Yeah, to feel as our prayers, that had done something like that, and see God move. And then she came in after she had the transplant, and she joined the live just to share, how things were going and things were getting better, and she attributed it to the prayers from that live that night. And that's just one or two really that we've talked about of examples. And that's why I really wanted Pastor Dave to have you on, was because we're shining the light in a place that can be very dark,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and we're making an impact for God with these people, even if it's not a Christian platform, and we're doing everything in there Christian. You don't want to, because that's not even what Christ was about. He went out to the sinner where they were at. I mean, that woman at the well, he went out to her and just said, "Hey, you know what? I know you. I know you better than you know yourself."
Now, just a second. I want to go back to you, Boone, for a minute. Did Bob help you on being able to talk to this woman?
Not really. I've been able to. I've had a heart uh, for community for many years. What he did help me do is, like I said earlier, talking more of a I don't want to say Christian light, but talk more with knowing that Jesus is beside me, and not having to stopping me from maybe doing some things that I would have done a couple years ago. But no, it's just as a guiding light, really. Um, but yeah, I mean, we help each other out tremendously. I'm not going to say he wasn't an inspiration in that, but we both tackled it as a team, and honestly didn't even know we were tackling it as a team. We were just
Right.
being genuine with her, and
Yes.
and allowing her to know that we're friends. We're here for you. I mean, it's very rare that you have 60, 70 people that at the end of the night, you tell them, "I love you," and it's wild, and mean it, and mean it.
One point to make here, at least, is the fact that brothers need brothers. Christian brothers need Christian brothers when they go through life. And you
That's right.
found one in Bob. Is that correct?
Yep, and a couple more. I got a couple of
Hmm.
more guys too.
Absolutely. Josh is another
Josh,
wonderful
yeah,
encourager and
Who is
minister.
Josh? Who is Josh?
just a fellow that came in. He was a friend of one of the other singers, and he came in and um, just fit in.
Yeah,
He just
he's
kind of
he's
fit in.
actually a worship leader at his church.
I'm sitting here thinking about the fact that what it has meant to you, Boone, to run across Josh and Bob on this TV program, because it's making you a stronger individual, isn't it?
I'll be honest with you. I got on TikTok, and I never, ever, ever thought that I would be where I'm at right now. I got on TikTok to sing a little bit. You know what I mean? And I have built friendships. I've strengthened my relationship with Christ. I think that my wife and man, we have an amazing relationship anyway. But I think that our relationship is stronger because of this. It's just been ultimately the most positive thing I've probably ever done, and the people that surround us. Um, you just wouldn't think that it's changed my outlook on people. Period.
Same, absolutely.
It's an amazing story that you have, Boone. And it's an amazing story for Lessons for Life, because Bob is our producer.
Yeah, right.
He's actually practicing what he's preaching.
That's right. He does 100%.
And so he's influenced you, and you've influenced him, and you become good friends over this. And that's important,
That's right.
very important. Do you agree, Bob?
Oh, yeah. In Boone's terminology, 100%. I agree that there's definitely been a great influence. And honestly, I was so raw and new at the TikTok thing that by him welcoming in with open arms, it just helped me to grow my community and, the people that are following me and things, because I was in a more popular live and things. And so he's been a great mentor in the entire TikTok platform for me, and I appreciate his mentorship and his friendship.
And you've told me about him several times, and you wanted him on the program, and I can see why now. What a great program this has turned out to be. You guys did a great job tonight, and I learned a lot, and I bet people that are watched can say the same thing. They've learned what two Christian friends that didn't know each other before, how the Christ brought them together into a real friendship. And that is really a great, great message
Yeah,
given
absolutely.
tonight on Lessons for Life.
On a path where the stories collide, David Mathis brings truth as our guide. From every walk of life and point of view, every voice here has wisdom.